Bedside tarot time. Sorry, it's been a minute. Let's just jump right into it, right? Shall we? We are gonna see what comes up for whoever needs to hear whatever they need to hear. Okay? And I'm post-workout, so it's like earlier in the day, and it's definitely not bedtime. Normally I'm doing these readings at bedtime, but we're during the day today. And my hair is not behaving. But yeah, it's just what happens after working out. You don't look perfect. So here we go. I think we're at the last shuffle. Woo! And look at these two coming out the gate. Wow, somebody wants to talk. We have the King of Cups. And I would have to clarify that by the Queen of Cups upside down. Strangely enough, these are a couple. So this is probably a couple that we're talking about, and it looks like the masculine is in his power and he is having a nice day and a nice time. Meanwhile, the feminine is totally pissed. So, what's going on with this couple? Okay. Whereas, if things were in harmony, they might be more like this, but there is a feminine most definitely pissed. So if you are the feminine, it seems like you know what you're mad about, and more or less the masculine, he's gonna get blindsided. So let's clarify some stuff. What is the feminine going through? Would you please tell us what is going on with this couple? What is going on with this feminine in this couple? All right. Ooh, these cards do not want to eat. Look at this. They don't even want to come together. Wow. I'm going to take the first three off the top because it seems like this feminine has a lot to say. Let's see what's going on with her. Whoa, we have the Star, we have the Two of Swords, and the Three of Swords. Wow, that is no joke. No joke. Dang. In this relationship, we have, see how they're together? They came out like this, all like this. So the Star is wish fulfillment. Yeah, and it's upside down. And I think this feminine is realizing that her wish is not fulfilled in this relationship with that King of Cups. And I think she's in a position between kind of choosing heartache, the heartache of knowing this and the heartache of knowing that. And yeah, she's in the middle of this energy. That's a lot of heartache. That's like a whole future. That's a letdown. That's a big letdown. And it is a feminine who is unsure of what to do. She has seen the wish fulfillment in this relationship, has come to terms with the wish fulfillment. The wish was not fulfilled in this relationship. And she is in between heartache or basically grief, and a broken life. Dang. All right, where is the masculine on this? Because he seems pretty stupid. Sorry, no offense, but seems like he doesn't know what his head from his ass. Seems like he doesn't know what's going on with this feminine. So tell me what is up with the masculine. What happened here? How is he upright and in his power while she is in grief and totally opposite energy? How are they completely opposite? Whoa! Did you see that? Oh my goodness gracious of all things on earth. The cards like exploded, and the first one on top is a Page of Cups. So this is telling me that the masculine in this relationship is being a bit of a wanderer, giving his love and energy out to others, when he probably shouldn't be. So that is what's going on with him. And then we have these three. Wow. More page energy. Wow. Wow. I think I'm going to need some clarification here. We have a Chariot, which is upside down. So this is a person who's not moving forward in the relationship, not taking charge of the relationship, and kind of putting the brakes on the relationship. We have the World upside down. This is a person trying to perpetuate a bad cycle of behavior who will not fulfill. So if I fulfill their part of ending a cycle. So if you were to flip these right side up, you would feel definite healing energy towards closing out a cycle. And you have a person actually doing this, which is putting the brakes on and perpetuating a cycle of bad shit. Yeah, and probably this is the bad shit, just a wandering crappy man. Sorry. And we have the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Wands upside down. So this is sort of telling me that, you know, the Three of Wands right side up is going to be somebody who's ready to move on, you know, probably onto a different relationship or a different life, or ready to break up, or whatever it is. But they're not moving on. They're holding this relationship in a pattern of bad behavior. They are also not moving on to find somebody else either, or moving on to heal themselves, or doing anything productive. It's just full on slam the brakes. And then you have this Page of Pentacles. So this person is having financial problems. In some ways, you know, they're trying to earn more money. They're in just not as good of a financial position as they'd like to be. So my curiosity is in this. If this person were not in such a bad financial, like, say they're not the King of Pentacles, they're the Page, right? Say that they were in this great financial position. Would they still be the Page of Cups as well, the wandering, insecure man? And say they were the King of Pentacles, would they be enough for this woman? Does this have to do with money, or this man's insecurity with money? And why is he putting all these brakes on as well? Like, he won't move on, but he wants to be a Casanova. He's going broke, and he's causing a lot of bad cycles in his current relationship. I want more clarification on the masculine. And maybe what's going on with the Page of Pentacles, and what is going on with the Page of Cups, and why this masculine is just putting the brakes on anything happening, moving on from this relationship, making cycles continue. What is going on in this masculine's head? It looks a bit chaotic, to tell you the truth. Very unhealed. So this is what comes up. The Knight of Wands. Oh, that's a lot of sexual energy. Is this Knight of Wands to do with the current feminine Queen of Cups? Or is it on, you know, is he going outside of this king-queen relationship into other territories? Like I said, you know, this is a flirty dude. This is someone having, you know, not making a lot of money. And here's someone looking to get laid. And that was, what was my question? That what's going on with the masculine? Yeah, give me some more clarification on the Knight of Wands. there's a sort of a card that kind of popped out. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to keep on shuffling. Is this Knight of Wands to do with the Queen of Cups, or is this Knight of Wands to do with other suitors? All right, we got two flopping out. The Knight of Wands in this relationship, it looks like, dang, these are very contradictory. Wow. I think this Knight of Wands is linked to financial insecurity from this King of Cups. And these are polar opposites. You have the Five of Pentacles, poverty, full on. You have the King of Cups, which is wealth, full on. It looks like this man is in chaotic financial crossroads, really. And it's causing all sorts of instability in his self-worth, in his relationship with his spouse or this Queen of Cups. It's causing chaotic, maybe sexual addiction problems. And then, yeah, it's making him feel insecure financially more, kind of perpetuating that. And also having him seek outside validation, flirty, bullshit behavior. Meanwhile, this Queen of Cups is sitting here in this energy. She's devastated and not sure what to do. Not sure what to do about this kind of chaotic man. All right, let's get some clarity on what she should do with this messy man. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wow. Okay. We have some, let's just take this one that just flipped out. Ugh. Why does she have to do the Eight of Swords? Why do we have to be... The Eight of Swords is self-punish. It's like... The girl's blindfolded and she can totally walk out of this. She's not even trapped in any bad situation whatsoever. So I think that's the message here with this Queen of Cups, is she's free. She's free and she doesn't even know it. She can most definitely get away from this chaotic man who unfortunately looks like he's going through financial troubles, and it's really screwing up his ego and making him a bad person, really. I mean, sounds like a very unhealed, lost man. But the coolest thing is this Queen of Cups has full on autonomy, freedom to leave. What should she do? Should she stick it out with this guy who wants to just keep perpetuating bullshit? Is there any hope for the financial stability, because the King and Queen, they're a very serious relationship, you know? There could be kids involved. Definitely money involved. Definitely maybe businesses involved. All sorts of things. You know, the Queen and King of Cups don't mess around. They have a legacy. They have an empire. How do we... Is there any saving this? Does she just leave the chaotic man who honestly looks like he's not... I don't know. It just looks like he's kind of being run by a shadow, to tell you the truth. So let's see what we got. What is her solution? Wow. Choices. 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 Ace of Wands is like, you know, like magic and love and lust and, you know. But this is definitely the Cups. So she needs to look at her options. Yeah, she needs to look at her options. She has options. Take the blindfold off. Look at those options. This, a lot of people take this card as confusion. I take this card as options. Lots of options and not sure which one to choose. That's all. And to me, like, the Ace of Wands is like, you're top of the deck. You've got it going on. You're protected, guided. Use this wand to make your choices. Maybe. Let's get some more clarity on her. I think there's going to be some magic in this situation. Is there any hope for this relationship since she's got all these options and she's not bound and she's actually free? Is there any hope for her King of Cups? Is this the end of him? The doom of being a financial failure and a sex addict, destroying a empire over it. Ooh. Is there hope for the King of Cups? Whew. We have an upside down Knight of Cups and an upside down Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is very decisive. She's very, her mouthy. She's very angry. She's not angry. She just has really sharp tongue, right? And the answer seems to be, maybe the Queen of Cups needs to step back. Try to avoid that sharp tongue, because if it was right side up, this would be the solution for this man. But it's upside down, so I think they're really emphasizing like the keep more quiet, keep your anger inside, and save it. I would say just mute that sharp tongue. And for that will help, because I was like, what is going to help this situation with this guy? Also, so the Knight of Cups is very offer of love, offer of kindness, being available, and we go this way. So let's pull back some availability, kind of stay muted for a minute, no anger, but also don't be so quick to just put your heart on the line. Pull that back too. It looks like the Queen of Cups needs to stay in more of an observer energy. She needs to monitor her choices, know that she has total freedom here. Probably needs to focus on letting go of this dream that she had with this person, and sit in that crossroads for a minute and sit in that grief. Jeez. And the best thing she can do is kind of withdraw. So withdraw the anger, withdraw the love, because this person is acting very unhealed. For sure. Let's see. We're going to get any more closing messages, anything. How's this all going to wash out? We have a perv here. We have a guy, an immature dude, flirty energy. We have a broke ass. Ooh, we have a guy that is destroying a relationship, and his ego is very, very, very threatened by either becoming super wealthy or super poor. So where does this outcome lead? Where does this go? What is the next, let's say, what is the outcome of this situation in the next 30 to 45 days? What is going to be the outcome? Yeah, as this sits, you got a Queen of Cups looking at her options. You got a King being immature and stupid. And what are you going to do? What's going to be the choices? Or sorry, what's going to be the outcome? Yeah. All right. Dang. Sleepless nights, probably on both parties' parts. The king, probably his because of financial shit, and hers because of his betraying energy. We have the, I guess, upside down Two of Pentacles. So these are like the decisions, but it's upside down. So it might be, you know, somebody that's been juggling things, like say they've been juggling like all these different things, you know, like juggling being a sex addict, juggling being a flirty asshole, hiding his financial situation, da da da. It's gonna get exposed. The juggling will get exposed. And then next we have stubborn liar. So I think once, yeah, we're gonna have some sleepless nights. We're gonna have a person's juggling behavior exposed, and we will end up with a stubborn ass liar at the end in 30 to 45 days. Somebody just really dishonest as hell with facing who they are, because yeah, that's what stops all progress. No moving forward, no closing of a cycle, no hope. Perpetuates the pervert, perpetuates the cheating, and all the money problem too. It seems like the money problems are all linked up with this bad behavior too. And someone's just gonna fucking lie about it. Sorry to my language. What an ugly month. This poor Queen of Cups, man. Is there any hope? She's the sovereign being. That's great to know. There's no point opening your mouth. No point in saying anything. But there's also no love that's going to fix this. There's not. This is a massive issue with a total jerk who doesn't want to face himself. He's a liar. He's not going to face himself. I think your big moment is when you find out what he's juggling, and it's going to suck. It's going to leave you pretty sleepless. Yeah. I don't know. How's the next 6 months looking for this couple? Like I said, you know, king and queen make empires. Looks like this king is not gonna be honest. So how's the next 6 months look? Are you serious? In 6 months from now, you're serious. I have the 10 of Cups. I'm sorry, I've got to pause on that one. I was not expecting the 10 of Cups from this scenario. How does the 10 of Cups, wish fulfillment, perfect life, everything, how does all of this in 6 months from now lead to perfect life? How? Perfect life for who? Who? I mean, if this is his wish fulfillment, to be, you know, sex and money how does this, all of this, and this, and how? I am so intrigued to find this out. This is really a twist. I mean, I was not expecting this at all. How? I need clarification on the 10 of Cups. I need a storyline. How does this unfold? Okay, boom. This one came out. We'll leave that one there. Let's get some more cards on this. I would really like to know how this unfolds. Whatever card that is, let's clarify that. Whoa. This just flew across the room. Dang. I gotta go pick these up. I'll try to keep them in the position they landed. We have Judgment. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my, of course, Judgment. Of course. Judgment. And we have the Knight of Swords upside down. So I'm going to use these two to clarify this one that came up. How do we get to the 10 of Cups here? How does this happen? Oh my. The 8 of Wands. I mean, I'm thinking the 8 of Wands is like forward action. So things speed up. We're going to see a speeding up of something. Speeding up of this scenario. Speeding up of something. And then we have Judgment and the Knight of Swords. So let's see if it was the Knight of Swords is upside down. So again, that's like more fast moving energy, fast moving, which is sort of contradictory to the 8 of Wands. It's usually action and Judgment. So I mean, does that mean that this relationship ends through Judgment? And the Knight of Swords will ultimately be upside down. Like, why aren't we discussing things? Communication. So maybe this is just more about like forward movement and action gets things done. I think it's just muted communication. And there we go with the Judgment. So the end of it all. I guess this relationship's over. I mean, I don't know. Or maybe some kind of judgment's involved or some kind of a... Can we get some clarification on this? Because I am like confused. What is the Queen of Cups supposed to do here? And yeah, it looks like this King of Cups is gonna get his ass busted. It looks like to me that he's being a dumbass and it's just gonna get him in trouble. The Queen of Cups should explore her options. Get out there in the world. Take off. Leave. That's the person who needs to leave. And what's the challenge with this leaving? What does the Queen need to do to get a move on? To get to that 10 of Cups. I guess both of them maybe end up in the 10 of Cups by the Queen leaving, I guess. What happens next? I got these two popping out. We have a manifester and a... Ooh. Sneaky. Somebody's gonna be a piece of crap. Let's just face it. You have a person using their will in the wrong way, and you have a lying, sneaky scumbag. And I wonder who it is. It's probably the King of Cups. And that's what's gonna make her head on out of here. Probably gonna create Judgment, and there's no point. It's just gonna be no point in discussing it any further. And it's gonna be a fast action, but ultimately it leads to this 10 of Cups. All right, any more clarification with the 10 of Cups? Any more? Sounds like this King of Cups needs to be kicked to the freaking curb. Sounds like he's never, ever, ever, ever gonna grow or get better. Change. Sounds like he needs full-on judgment. How do we get to that 10 of Cups? Let's just see. These ones all popped out. Looks like this Queen of Cups needs to start making her own money. Again, another upside down Ace of Swords. She needs to stop being harsh. Come at things in a softer way. She needs to stop being so sexually available. And she's got to let go of her dream of having a beautiful family. That's how it leads to this wonderful future. It's time to let go of this guy. Okay, well, that is in 6 months from now. How does the end of 2026 look for this Queen of Cups? As we wrap this up, half hour. Ooh, I never do half hour long reading. It's just quite a complicated scenario. Looks like this King of Cups is quite the asshole. Sorry, he's just a piece of work. Anyway, what's this Queen of Cups? How's she gonna be at the end of the year? Whoa. Oh boy. Tower in reverse. So it looks like the Tower moment will be over, which is probably this divorce. Held together by not just not fighting it, no harsh words, nothing. Then we have patience, more the Temperance, and again healed. She'll be healed from the betrayal because it's a 10 of Swords upside down. So through patience, we've got a Tower moment that ends and a healed from betrayal. So it looks like this Queen of Cups wins, in my opinion, even though in the beginning it starts off with her, you know, letting go of her star. I mean, this is a star. She started off with an upside down star, a broken heart, and some choices to make. Yeah, she really needs to stop giving away her love and stop being so harsh. She needs to look at her options, walk away from her self-imprisonment. And yeah. Then yeah. Fast movement. Don't share information. Divorce the guy. Get out there and move on, because he's gonna be this. He's gonna be a liar. He's going to be all the bad things. He got all the bad cards. He got the juggler. He's gonna get exposed on that. He's gonna be a stubborn liar. Oh, the sleepless nights. He's everything you don't want. Look at him just stopping your whole life. You can't end cycles. You can't move forward to your star. You can't move on to better horizon. All upside down. He's halting your whole life because he wants to be this guy. 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 It's a very lost man. And he looks like he costs a lot. I think If he wasn't being all these bad things, if he was actually making good decisions, you know, when this first came out, this King of Pentacles versus the impoverished man, he probably would have led to a much better life with the King of Pentacles. But it looks like you can't bring him with you. It looks like he's just going to keep lying. He's just going to keep being shysty. And this is a bad guy. The Magician upside down. This is a manifestor who's using his alchemy and power for good. This is someone who's using it for evil. Using it for their own good. Okay, so I guess that's it. Queen of Cups, get to your 10 of Pentacles. Hopefully by the end of the year, all the suffering will be done, you know? You get there by making your own money. You get there by keeping your mouth shut, your legs closed, and you gotta let go of your dream of that perfect life and perfect family. And yeah, by the end of the year, the pain is over, the tower is over, and your patience paid off. So best of luck to you, upside down Queen of Cups. You are quite the badass, and it looks like 2026 is your year for sovereignty, freedom from this prick. So best of luck to you, girl. And sorry for the long reading. Dang, that was like 36 minutes. Thanks for hanging out.